Happy learning, grade 7 students! Welcome to Science Matters, where learning never stops. I am Ma'am Lori Palmes, your science teacher. Before we proceed, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our YouTube channel, Dasma North Science, so you won't miss any video lesson. Are you ready to listen? For week 6, Eclipses, our most essential learning competency is to explain how solar and lunar eclipse occur using models. So are you ready, students? Our objectives for this lesson: number 1, define eclipse. Number 2, differentiate solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Are you familiar with this device? This is what we call the Sun, Moon, Earth model. We are going to use this model to show the occurrence of an eclipse. What are the three heavenly bodies involved? So we have the Sun, the Moon, and the Earth. We all know that the Moon rotates around the Earth about once a month. The Moon's orbit around the Earth is ellipse or elliptical shape. So meaning, the Moon is sometimes closer to the Earth and sometimes away from the Earth. When the Moon is closer to the Earth, then we call it as perigee. And when it is far away from the Earth, it is called apogee. The movement of the Earth-Moon system results in the astronomical phenomenon known as eclipse. How does eclipse happen? Let's find out. To really understand how eclipse occur, let us think how a shadow works. A shadow is a dark image formed when an object blocks a source of light. A shadow is formed because light travels in a straight line. There are two types of shadow. One, the umbra. The umbra is the darker part of the shadow, and the other one is the penumbra, the lighter part of the shadow. There are two kinds of eclipse: the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. The solar eclipse, or the eclipse of the sun; the lunar eclipse, the eclipse of the moon. How does an eclipse happen? An eclipse happens when the sun, the moon, and the earth are aligned, casting a shadow on another. So it means that the three heavenly bodies formed a straight line. One object blocked another object. The light from the sun is blocked by either the moon or the earth. So we have three types of solar eclipse. 1, partial solar eclipse. 2, annular solar eclipse. And 3, the total solar eclipse. Partial solar eclipse, the moon does not completely cover the sun. The light from the sun is partially blocked. The sun, the moon, and the earth are not perfectly aligned. Next type of solar eclipse is annular eclipse. It occurs only during new moon, when the light from the sun looks like a ring of fire as seen on earth. The Latin word for a ring is annulus. That's why it is annular eclipse. The moon fails to block all the sun's light. The third type of solar eclipse is the total solar eclipse, where the moon completely covers the sun. This happens when the sun, the moon, and the earth form a straight line. The light from the sun is completely blocked by the moon. When does lunar eclipse occur? Lunar eclipse occur when the earth blocks the sun, casting a shadow on the moon. And again, it happens when the three heavenly bodies form a straight line. The light from the sun is blocked by the earth, casting its shadow to the moon. The earth is at the center of the sun and the moon during lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse happens during full moon, and it can last for a few hours. There are three types of lunar eclipse: the total lunar eclipse, the partial lunar eclipse, and the penumbral lunar eclipse. Total lunar eclipse happens when the entire moon passes through the umbra of the Earth's shadow. Remember that umbra is the darker part of the shadow. The Earth, the moon, and the sun are lined up on a straight line. The moon passes at the Earth's umbra. Partial lunar eclipse. In partial lunar eclipse, part of the moon passes through the umbra of the Earth's shadow. It occurs when some part of the moon is at the Earth's penumbra and the other part is at the Earth's umbra. Third type of lunar eclipse is the penumbral lunar eclipse. The moon only passes through the penumbra of the Earth's shadow. So it means that the moon is on the lighter part of the shadow, called the penumbra. The Earth, the moon, and the sun are not positioned on a straight line during this time. Last May 26, 2021, we have witnessed another astronomical phenomena, the penumbral lunar eclipse. Hi students! Alam nyo ba na may nagaganap na lunar eclipse ngayong gabi? Ngayon ay May 26, 2021. Sa ganap na ikapito ng gabi, makikita ang lunar eclipse.
The best of all the years have gone by. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified, but then I see the look in your eyes. Every now and then I fall apart.
Gusto nyong makita? Tara, silipin natin.
And I need you now tonight. And I need you more than ever. And if you'd only hold me tight, we'll be holding on forever. And we'll only be making it right, 'cause we'll never be wrong. Together we can take it to the end of the line. Your love is like a shadow on me all of the time. I don't know what to do, I'm always in the dark. We're living in a power can't give it.
Na mga bata, nakikita nyo na ngayon ang nagaganap na total lunar eclipse.
Forever gonna start tonight. Once upon a time I was falling in love. Now I'm only falling apart. There's nothing I can do. Total eclipse of the heart.
I hope you learned something from this video lesson. This is Ma'am Laurie Palmes. See you again next time and happy learning!